Social media is designed to hijack your attention. Every like, every scroll hijacks your dopamine system, which pulls you away from studying. And in this video, I'll show you exactly how to regain your focus back and break the cycle of social media ruining your dopamine system, which in turn affects your studies. Let's get started. There are three main problems when you use social media, which are free dopamine, FOMO, and tribe like feeling. We'll get to this, we'll get to the problems and solutions on how to solve these problems. So, first one, dopamine. Your brain has this chemical called dopamine, which makes you feel good at doing something. Like, say you're playing, say you're playing cricket, and your team, your team has won the toss. You will get a slight dopamine hit, slightly, not that much high, but slight dopamine hit, and this dopamine will make you want to win the game. And of course, even if you don't, if you not won the toss, you will still want to win the game. But this initial win will spike your dopamine level up by little bit. Okay, that's a very small scale example. Now let's get to the same cricket match. Say you won the match, then the amount of dopamine released in your brain will be unmatched. Like, say you're playing your state's final match, like you're playing national cricket match, I don't know, say you're playing IPL match, and it's the IPL final cup, and you won the match. The amount of dopamine released in your brain is unmatched to anything. Of course, it's a large scale example, but still you get the point. Your brain releases dopamine when you want to feel good, and when you feel good, in some cases we'll discuss that. How is this related to social media? So when you use social media, you get dopamine, but not in a very good way. So every time you scroll reels, every reel you scroll, your brain gets a little bit of dopamine hit, and this dopamine makes you want to scroll again. The reason is, you never know what you'll get in the next scroll. And I think there's been a study where rats were given food, like the rats didn't know how much food they got, so there was a lever that placed right beside in their cage, and each time the rat pulled them, they would get a certain amount of food. And the food was not like constant. It was not all like you would get 1 gram of cheese every time you pull the lever. No, sometimes you would get 10 grams, sometimes you get 1 gram, sometimes you wouldn't even get food. So social media is exactly like the liver, and you are the rat. So every time you scroll a short, you're actually pulling the lever. Every time you like a social media post, you're pulling the lever, and the reward is unexpected. But your brain's dopamine system is so fucked up that you think you will get good things, and this feeling arises from the previous dopamine you get. So do you see the cycle? So every time you scroll a short, you get a dopamine hit, and this dopamine hits wants you to do wants more dopamine. So you scroll another shot, and the dopamine builds up. So you scroll another more shots, and that's why your time is completely wasted. I want to explain this to you by an example of baseline dopamine, which I call like to call. And right now the question is, how does this dopamine baseline thing connect to your social media addiction? Say you're using social media and you're watching reels on Instagram. So how does this apply? Means whenever you watch a reel, you are like the rat, right? So if baseline dopamine gets fucked up, it goes up and it goes down again, and you crave, as we talked about, you crave about this, you crave at this point. So to fulfill that crave, you think that watching another reel would fulfill that, but actually it doesn't. It actually fucks it up more. And so what happens here is, your brain loses a lot of energy in wanting the dopamine, and when it doesn't get the dopamine, your brain gets like fried up. It gets so much used that it won't help you in your studies at well as well. We'll talk about the solutions, but and now let's move on to the problem number 2, that is FOMO. FOMO, fear of missing out. What does this mean? So you see, social media was initially created to build connection between people, fill the gap between people. Like the primary purpose of Instagram is to connect people. As far as I know, you can message people, you can talk to people, and you can share videos with people. So you can all these things connect you with people, right? So if you are using social media, most likely is that your friends also use social media, and the reason you use social media is to be appealing to them. What does that mean is, whenever your friend posts say a photo in Instagram, and all of your group, all members of your group like that photo, then you think that is the standard of a picture. We are relating it to the picture, but we'll get to studies in a bit. So you think that is the new way of taking pictures. Say your friend posts a pic of him going to the Himalayas. How would you feel? You're preparing for your board exams, you're preparing for JE, NEET, and whatever it is, and your friend posts a pic of him going to the Himalayas with his friends. How would you feel? You'd feel bad, right? You'd feel like you're missing on a lot of things. And that is FOMO. That is the second problem. And the third problem is missing out on a tribe like feeling. You see, humans once were tribe creatures. We used to live in tribes, we used to move in tribes, used to eat in tribes, everything used to happen within the tribe. And in the modern era, tribes are not that much seen. You see, you live in your house with your parents, and that is your tribe. That is your tribe. Okay. And but a few centuries ago, that wasn't the case. We used to live with multiple families, that was known to be as tribe. So since the modern era doesn't have tribe, our monkey brains crave that tribe like feeling. You won't notice it, but your brain actually likes to be in a tribe. There's a quote that I heard is, I'd rather be wrong aligning with my tribe than be correct all by myself. What does that mean is, when there is a question put to you and all of your tribe members say the answer to that is option B, but you know option B is wrong, but you still go with option B. The reason is, you don't want to be left out. You don't want to be the lone wolf. You don't want to be the outlier. You want to blend in with people. That's why you choose the wrong option. This is also famously known as peer pressure, if you know anything about it. Say there are 5 members in your group, and when 4 members of them they like playing Free Fire, but you don't. So every conversation between them will be about Free Fire, right? A game, a video game. But you don't play Free Fire, so you don't get involved in those conversations. So you feel left out. This is a FOMO again, the second problem. And since you don't like Free Fire and you don't hang out with people who also don't like Free Fire, you hate yourself. That that is that is very sad. You hate yourself for being you. Isn't that ironic? Like, you hate yourself for being yourself. That's something I want to focus on, this tribe like feeling. And these were all the problems that I wanted to discuss, how social media affects your brain. And now let's get to the solutions on how to actually fix each of them. The first problem was dopamine. The problem was that you get a lot of bad dopamine, like instant gratification, instant dopamine. So the solution to that is minimize that instant dopamine. How would you do that? You see, instant dopamine is bad. We discussed it, right? It's bad. So what you do is a process called dopamine detox. If you heard about it, that's very nice. This process called dopamine detox, and I want you to try the dopamine detox for yourself. Not entirely because you're a student and you still need to use social media if you study on YouTube and whatever. Dopamine detox means sorry eliminating dopamine, instant dopamine from your life. Say you're using social media, you're using Instagram. As a student, you have no business in Instagram. Like you don't use Instagram for building a business. You're using just for time pass. So what I wanted to do is delete that Instagram, delete the Snapchat, delete the Twitter, delete the Facebook, whatever it is. Anything which is not aligned to your study, I want you to delete it for a week or for a day at least, and delete it and see the changes yourself. What I want to get down to this point is, when you do dopamine detox, you'll hate it. I promise you, you will hate it. But when you complete the detox, you'll actually become a better person. What I mean by is, you're dopamine detoxing for one day, you're deleting Instagram, and you're not watching Netflix and whatever. That time your dopamine will not spike up that much. So your baseline remains the same. Your brain doesn't crave dopamine, so you will not feel distracted or will not feel lethargic. Your brain will be fresh, and that will help you study. Can you connect the dots here all by yourself? When you don't use social media, you don't get instant gratification or instant dopamine. When you don't get instant dopamine, you feel a lot better. You feel energetic. You feel like you can focus, or you feel like you can do something. When you can feel like you can do something, you can put that energy in your studies. And putting energy into studies, good energy into your studies, will help you study better. Do you see how the dots are connecting itself? And that's how dopamine detox can help you if you are struggling with dopamine. And I want you to get the real dopamine. There are See, you cannot eliminate dopamine all by itself. It's very hard. You have to, I don't know, I heard a study where you have to meditate for 16 hours a day, something like that, and then you can eliminate all the dopamine. But that's not for you. You're a student, you have to study every single day. So what I wanted to do is get real dopamine from the things that you like. Something like sports, you could play sports, you can go play cricket. Like I said, when you win a match or just win a toss, you get real dopamine. That's such a good the level of dopamine. Also, you don't want to get distracted by playing cricket, but you get the point. Or if you're someone who likes to play music, I don't, but you can play your guitar, or you can go and do something like drawing. Give your hobbies a chance, like good hobbies. When I say good hobbies, I don't mean like binge watching Netflix, something like that. You get the point. Doing stuff which is close to your heart will give you real dopamine. And when you get real dopamine, you crave less of the instant dopamine. So you can connect the dots from right here. That was the solution to the problem number 1. Let's go to the solution of problem number 2. That is FOMO, fear of missing out. The solution here is, I want you to understand this. Whoever you are thinking as friends, they are not your friends. I can give you my word. If you're studying in school and the group you're hanging out is shit, like they don't do good habits, they don't meditate, they don't gratitude journal, they do they do stuff that we don't do. People like we don't do. So they're not your friends. Isn't that so simple, but yet said so hard to say? Like, the people you are hang out with are the not are not the people you want to hang out with. Understand this. Say you have 3 friends and you are the fourth one, and you are the good guy. Like, you meditate, you do all the good habits. You do meditate, you cold shower, you gratitude journal, you study every single day, you attempt questions, tests, everything. But the three friends of yours don't. They don't do that stuff. They go to parties, they go to eat junk food, they don't lift weights, they don't go to the gym, they don't go to the exercise, etc. Do you really want to hang out with people who are like that? Like, I want to ask you this question very close to you. Do you really want to hang out with people whom you don't like? You just hang out with them just to feel important? Do you really want to do that? If that's something that you really crave, then this channel is not for you. But if you're watching videos like this, you're somewhat different from your friends, from your peers. So your actions also must be different from your peers or your friends. And I want you to understand that your peers are not your friends. They're just people of your same age doing different stuff with different intentions. So I want you to cut them all off. That's something that most people can't do, and most people will not do, because they'll be scared. Like, what if I don't get more friends? Whom will I do with this, that? Think, breathe, and think. The people who you think are friends will not let you succeed in your studies, in your exams, whatever it may be. They will not let you succeed in those things. They will hold you back for life. They're like the crabs that pull you to their level. Like, there's a thing called self improvement. When you're on self improvement, you will actually get better than your peers or best friends. And they don't want that. Seriously, understand this. They don't want you to succeed. They want you to fail with them. They want you to be with them. They want to feel safe. The reason your friends do that is because they're scared of you. They're scared of your success. So cutting them off shouldn't be a big brainer, but you're still thinking of cutting them. I have a solution for you. Stick around for the video. Now the solution of the problem number 3, that is tribe like feeling. As I said, humans are tribe creatures. We used to live in tribes, we used to hang out in tribes, we used to eat in tribes, dance in tribes. They were all good times, right? But in the modern era, we are not doing that. We are stuck in our own bubble, we are doing our own things, and our human brain is kind of fucked up. Like, it's not evolved to the modern world, it's evolved to the monkey brain, our ancestors. So we have to feed it with the algorithms of the past. When I say algorithms, I mean the functions of the past. You see, in the past, we used to have tribes, right? And in the modern era, we don't. The simple solution: join a group of people who are like-minded like you. Isn't that so simple, but so yet powerful? Like, the simple solution to the problem number 3 is join a group of people who think same as you, who are like-minded as you. Even if not full group, just find a friend who has the same mindset as you. That's so simple. But in the modern era, finding people who are like you is so hard. I've tried it with many times. I try to take on my friends doing stuff that I do. They don't like it. I don't like them doing this. So I found a solution. So that's why, to eliminate this problem from you, I've built exclusively community for students like you. Like, they think of studies, they think of self improvement. Like, they literally have the same mindset as you. They don't do the bad habits. They don't eat junk food. They are like you. They want to study. They want to succeed. They want to be better in their studies. They want to be better in life in general. So that's why I built this community. It's top link in the description. You can join it. It's paid, but see, if you can afford it, then it will be a big investment in your studies. If you can join this, I can give you my word, it will change your life. That's a bold statement, right? Why am I saying that? Because humans were supposed to be in tribes, and when we don't live in tribes, we feel like shit. There is a quote like, a lone wolf dies, but the pack thrives. What does that mean is, when you're doing this journey alone, you can still succeed, but someday you'll die. By dying, I means you get burned out, you get some other the problem. But when you are with a pack, or when you're with a group of guys same like you, your pack will thrive better than others. So you will literally get better with a community of guys with same mind as you. So that's why I built a community for students like you. If you are interested, it's paid, but if you can afford it, like most people waste their money on fucking eating momos, junk food, going to movies. But if you can save up a month's pocket money and just join this community, I think you will see a change in your studies. And I will literally help you in your studies in this community. Like, I'll go on calls with you and I'll help you in the exact problem you're facing in your studies. Isn't that awesome? Like, I will literally go on a call, Zoom call with you, and I'll help you in your studies. Like, if you have something, if something hindering your studies, I'll help you with that. I've I've helped. Man, I mean, I feel like there's something on my mind. I feel like you're stupid if you don't buy this community. If you can afford that, if you can afford it and you're still not doing this, then I don't know what to say. Or if you can't afford it, I have a solution for you as well. Share this video to a friend who has the same problem as you, and I want you to I want you both to watch my videos so you have a bond between yourself, that is me, and I'll connect you together. So you will have accountability partner, as your friend will be a accountability partner. What I wanted to do is solve his problems, solve her problems, whatever it may be. Like, he's facing with social media problems, help them. Like, I've shared everything I know about social media problems and how to solve them in this video. You can use that to teach him how to solve his. If you can't teach him, then share him to this video. I'll teach him, like as I did to you. Then you can build accountability partner for free. If you have money and if you can afford this, then join my community. But if you can't, then this is a solution for you. That is this, and that is the video. That is all. That is the advice I wanted to give you. See you in the next one. Goodbye.